My shooter won't trip me. My tripper won't hit me. My father can't feel love. My ripper can't flip me. I shudder when you're near me. My father, what you so sick of.
What is up, guys? Here for Techinbits here, and welcome to the review of the Philips O'Neill Threads, which are in-ear headphones. They sound really good, so let's get on with this review. As we take a close look at the earbuds itself, we can see that these in-ear headphones are red. You can choose them in whatever color you like. They have black and other colors, and this is actually red, although my camera may register it as pink, but it is quite red. It has a pink color to it, but okay, it's red in my opinion. It has a plastic cover over it, and this doesn't mean it's not sturdy or it's cheaply made, but it's just because of the fact that you can drop it, or you can even put your foot on it, as it's mentioned on the packaging right in here, as you can see. For the purpose of this review, I didn't actually stand on these headphones, but I actually dropped them for a fair amount of height, for example 2 meters, and they still managed to survive, despite I did that with my previous headphones, the Denons, and one earbud actually broke. So these are quite sturdy. They don't feel cheap. It's bendable, but it's not like it feels plasticky or anything else. Then if we take a close look, if my camera wants to focus, you can see that there is some plastic going on and another plastic thing right there. And despite what you might think, again, this isn't covering for the speaker. Actually, if I put them on in a silent room, you may notice that there is barely any sound coming from the back. So this means that you can sit in the train without bothering anyone if you have set the volume to the highest level. Then we have the different coverings for on the earbud, and as they call it ear sleeves, as you can see right here, ear sleeves. And you have 3 types of ear sleeves. I didn't actually use them because this is medium size and my ears happen to be medium size, so that's really great. We have small and then a bit bigger. As it's mentioned on the packaging, you can replace them for free if you lose them or anything else, so that's really great. And the good part of it, as you may have noticed in the unboxing, is that they don't come off that easily. If I, for example, compare them to the Denons I've owned, I actually had to get rid of them because of the sleeving always falling off in my pants or whatever, and I lost them on the ground while I was taking them out of my pants. Then if we proceed on the cabling is very, very sturdy. It's plasticky, then again, it's not like the iPod's finish or anything else. It's not a braided cable, although I don't miss braided cables because it's so sturdy, it actually detangles quite easily. So if I, for example, did that to it, I just go like this, and as you can see it's tangled, but I just pull and it comes off fairly easily. And that's the whole point of a good headphone, is it? But as you can see, it still isn't comparable to the Dr. Dre's or whatever, which uses a different cable, a flat cable, in order to prevent some tangling. Then if we proceed, we have this V-shaped splitter. It doesn't look that great, especially since it has the serial name on it, HAO and 2200 RD or something, and it has thread on the back. It isn't beautiful because then again, if you go running or go to the fitness, it isn't a model that you are. It's not a photo shoot or anything, just put it underneath your t-shirt. I don't like the splitter at all because it has some weight to it, and every time I try to run with it, it actually moves back and forth. So maybe they should consider a normal splitter for that matter, but that's then again a personal opinion. If you go on, we have a sleeved cable. It isn't a finely sleeved, it's a roughly sleeved cable, and by that, if my camera wants to focus, here we go. You can see that you can see the different textures going on in the sleeving, and this means rough or bigger sleeving. And the reason why they chose bigger sleeving or rough sleeving is the fact that it's more sturdy. I can pull it without actually damaging it. I haven't had any problems with the build quality of the device, despite what you might think, because it's only normal grey with a texture on it. Actually, they are fairly well built. Then if you go on to the headphone jack, we have a 3.5mm with an L shape, which I prefer. I don't like headphones that use the normal straightforward 3.5mm jack. You can see that it says Philips and then O'Neill on the back. And I must say, in the beginning I thought that this really was ridiculous because it's so big, and I thought it would be hefty, but after all, because they used some kind of highly expensive plastic or whatever, it actually feels sturdy and it really is durable. And in my opinion, if I ever bought a headphone, I would go for these headphones just because of their build quality. So let's go on with the audio quality on these headphones, because that's what you guys are here for. Okay guys, welcome again, and this is the part where I judge the sound of the device itself. And despite what you guys might think, I'm not a cheapo reviewer that isn't able to compare different products with each other, because I'm actually a really audiophile, which means I care about music, and that's the reason why I have this many headsets which I compared. I have owned Dr. Dre's before, but they actually broke because of a foot standing on it, and the name I will not mention in this tutorial. But anyway, I compared it to cheap in-ear headphones which I got from Contact Mobile, which is a mobile carrier in this region. Then we have the Apple headphones, which are known to be cheap and not good at all. These are the HTC headphones I got with my phone, the HTC One V. Then we have the threads themselves, and in here are my lovely Denon headphones, which I used for many years, and sadly the ear sleeving is lost and therefore it cannot be used again. So if we compare the threads to the cheapo headphones, as you can see, they're fairly light and they look cheap. We cannot compare this, so let's get rid of that. Of course, you all know that the Apple headphones do the job, but they don't do it really well. So it's really much better than any type of out of the ear headphones. If you do prefer these headphones that don't go in your earbud, just try it, because if you still recommend these headphones over in-ear headphones, you really are not doing that great, because despite what you might think, in-ear headphones are actually better for your ears than outer headphones. So let's get rid of the Apple set because that's cheap, and let's get comparing with the HTC. If you compare the HTC with the Threads, you can actually notice that the HTC is much more capable when it comes to the low end and to the high end. This is the reason. Because of that is the equalizer in the phone that I used the headphones with was equalized to these headphones nonetheless. Because if I compared these on the computer, they actually sounded, the Threads sounded better. Also, there is a lack of noise isolating. As you can see, this has a microphone, and the cell phone actually recommends noise cancellation for these headphones. This is a feature I miss in these headphones, because noise isolation really comes in handy. For example, if you're on the train and a lot of background noise is coming towards you, that you don't get bothered with it for that matter. So the HTCs are really great, but then again I do prefer in-ear headphones, and that's why the reason why I've had stuck with these Denons for years. So if you compare these to the Denons, I do have to notice that the Denons had a lot more bass to it. And that's the only disadvantage of these Threads, although they do say on the packaging that they have a lot of bass. Philips isn't concentrating on the bass level that much, because the high end and low end are so carefully placed. They actually degraded the low end of the music. So if you compare it to the Dr. Dre Beats Audio headphones, the in-ear headphones for that matter, you can say that the Dr. Dre's have a lot more bass to it, a lot more of the low end, but this doesn't mean that you have a lot more audio quality going on, because the Threads give the music how it really is in real life. For example, if you listen to dance music, you will hear the different tunes they have in the background, and if you compare that to the Dr. Dre's, you won't have that. You will only hear the bass pumping and maybe one or two tunes, but you won't hear them all, because of the low end is too underlined, it's too stressed. And the Threads really don't have that. They have a lot of bass, but they don't suffer from low ends, as I call it. They really perform really great, although there is one minor thing about it. As I compare these headphones, you might think that the Philips headphones are quite heavy, and that's because of the cover that's surrounding it, which means it actually can fall, as I said before. And the Denons, they actually feel cheap, although the covering is in metal-ish, as I should say. As you can see, the covering on each of the headphones is different, and I prefer the ones from Philips. Then again, the ear covering falls off of the Denons, and that's not good at all. So overall, guys, if I do have to give my personal opinion about these headphones from Philips, the Threads, I do have to say that these are really price worthy. At around $30 or 25 euros, they are really cheap at this moment. They may rise in price as time goes by, because the performance out of these is really not in range what you're paying for. At a price point of 25 euros, these deliver way beyond price. By that, I can certainly decide that these pair of headphones are worthy of 9 out of 10 on the Techinbits website, and I do recommend these headsets if you are searching for good quality audio and you don't mind having not that thumping bass as you have with Dr. Dre's. Then again, it does have some bass to it, but if you are a heavy bass lover, for example hardstyle, hardcore, hard techno, or rap music for that matter, maybe consider something with a really thumping bass. And for that, I will search for you guys for a pair of headphones that have the thumping bass of a Dr. Dre's headset and the same quality and sturdiness as this pair of headphones, because really these aren't, you just cannot destroy these pair of headphones. So for that, 9 out of 10, it's my recommendation if you are looking for a pair of headphones in that range. So really, that was it, guys. Great quality from Philips. I would like to thank the company for sending these out for review, and I would like to thank you. You are the audience that made this possible, that made this review. Any comment would be really worthy, because I can always improve by your comments. I really do appreciate if you like and favorite this video, and subscribing means you will be updated with some more technology reviews, as I have a new headset review coming up later this month. So stay tuned for that. This was Enias for Techinbits, signing off. Bye.
What?